Welcome to the Deep Dive channel, where we explore psychology and the hidden forces that shape who we are. Most people think of childhood as a simple chapter in life, something you outgrow and leave behind with a few fading memories and lessons learned. But Carl Jung saw something very different. He believed that inside every adult lives a child, not a symbol or memory, but a living presence within the psyche. This inner child is not passive or silent. It continues to breathe within us, shaping our choices, relationships, and emotions. Jung called it the child archetype, the core of our innocence and creativity, but also the keeper of our deepest wounds. It holds both light and shadow, our capacity to wonder, play, and love freely, and our oldest pain, rejection, humiliation, abandonment, and shame. In his clinical work, Jung noticed that many adult struggles come not from the present, but from this child hidden inside. Instead of embracing it, we often learn to hide it. We put on masks of maturity, logic, control, achievement, to cover our fragility. Yet, the more we suppress this part, the louder it becomes. We see it in our fears, in our need for validation, in the patterns that repeat no matter how hard we try to change. The truth is simple but profound. This child doesn't disappear when ignored. It waits, and the more it's denied, the more it rules from the shadows. Recognizing it is not weakness. It's the first step toward healing. Jung taught that genuine growth begins when we develop what he called the inner parent, a mature presence within us that can finally care for the wounded child, not by fixing it, but by listening to it, not by denying pain, but by allowing it to speak. The inner child is not an obstacle to adulthood. It's the key to becoming whole. Carl Jung described the inner child as an archetype, a universal pattern that lives in everyone, shaping how we think, feel, and relate. It's not nostalgia. It's a living energy that continues to act in our daily lives. He identified three main faces of this inner child, each carrying a different kind of power. The first is the wounded child. It holds the pain of the past, rejection, neglect, emotional hunger. In adults, it shows up as fear of intimacy, anxiety, perfectionism, and that endless sense of not being enough. It makes criticism feel like attack and turns small conflicts into deep wounds. The second is the eternal child, the part of us that resists growing up. It wants freedom without limits, pleasure without responsibility. It fears boredom and commitment. In adults, it can appear as procrastination, instability, or an escape into fantasy. Jung saw this not as failure, but as a sign that vital, childlike energy never found a mature way to express itself. And then comes the divine child, the symbol of our highest potential. This is where our creativity, intuition, and spiritual depth live. It's the part of us that still believes in life's mystery and feels connected to something greater. But when our wounds dominate, this divine aspect gets buried under pain. Jung believed most adults live under the rule of the wounded child, reacting from old fear instead of present awareness. We seek in love what we missed in childhood. We repeat patterns, hoping for a different ending. Yet, awareness changes everything. Once we can recognize which child is speaking within us, wounded, eternal, or divine, we begin to regain control of our lives. From early on, we are taught to hide our feelings. We hear that crying is weak, that needing others is shameful, that sensitivity is a flaw. So we build masks, the strong one, the responsible one, the successful one, each designed to earn love and avoid rejection. But these masks, while protective, create a deep separation between who we show and who we truly are. The wider that gap grows, the emptier we feel. Jung said that repressing the inner child is like amputating a part of the soul. Suppressing pain doesn't erase it, it only pushes it deeper. What we ignore consciously, the unconscious keeps alive. Buried anger becomes anxiety. Unmet needs turn into addiction. Unspoken grief transforms into exhaustion. Instead of healing, we perfect the art of hiding. Yet healing begins the moment we stop running. It starts when we choose to reparent ourselves, to become, consciously, the adult we needed long ago. Reparenting isn't about reliving the past. It's about building a new relationship with our inner child in the present. It's saying, I see you. I understand why you hurt. I won't abandon you again. We practice this by listening with compassion rather than judgment, by setting healthy boundaries not to punish, but to protect, by comforting ourselves instead of escaping into distraction. Each small act sends a quiet message to the unconscious. You're safe now. And with time, something changes. The wounded child stops screaming because it's finally being heard. As this relationship deepens, our reactions soften. We stop searching for rescue in others. We stop repeating the same patterns because the pain no longer controls us. Energy that was trapped in fear begins to flow freely through creativity, connection, and purpose. True healing, Jung said, isn't about erasing the past. It's about creating a present where the past no longer rules. When the inner child feels safe, it transforms from a source of pain into a guide, a compass that leads us back to authenticity. The anger becomes clarity. The emptiness becomes peace. The fear becomes empathy. This is the beginning of what Jung called individuation, the process of becoming whole. When you stop fighting yourself, when you stop wearing masks to be loved, when you become the home you were always seeking in others. And it begins with one simple act of courage, turning inward and saying, I see you, I'm here, and I'll never abandon you again. That is the moment life stops being a struggle for survival and becomes an act of living. Thank you for diving deep with us today. If this video inspired you, subscribe, like, and share